Greetings, 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 all divine beings. It is Witchy Poo coming back to you with another video. And if you're feeling kind, drop me a subscribe. Thank you guys. I'm running into a sort of difficulty because Mr. Rogelio Norris, his birthday doesn't seem to be available. And what's even more strange is that I can't find anything about this young man. It just, I thought that I had it once before, but I don't see it now. So trying to find his zodiac sign for Mr. Rogelio has become sort of a problem because I cannot. So I'm going to give it a few moments and see if anybody in the chat would know. And then if so, we're going to go from there with what is mentioned. If not, I'm just going to go on the energy of the situation, right? He's his manager. He was acquitted. 5 other people were accused, but nobody went down for anything for Liam's ultimate demise, right? So I'm going to give it a few minutes. I'm still trying to look myself because I cannot find anything on the chart regarding Rogelio Norris, okay? If you got it, give it up. I hope everybody slept peacefully. I hope everybody dreamt bountifully. Just a little backstory, I guess. This young man was in charge of Liam's sobriety and keeping him safe, quote unquote. Keeping him safe, making sure that things weren't getting out of control. And he claimed for it to be a difficult and hard job where they should have found somebody else who could have handled it balls up, right? Balls up when you have somebody who's going through an addiction or whatever the case is that they claim they had to keep an eye on him for. You would make sure that, you know, he would have been to his up best par and trying to stay on the right mindset with him being right beside him. But obviously he didn't, right? You can only control yourself, but if you're hired to do something, you're going to do it with the utmost responsibility and care, especially if you've isolated him from everyone. But I digress there. So I cannot find Mr. He's very, very, very strange looking as well. No disrespect. But this Rogelio Norris, I'm just going to have to go on the situation, okay? So the problem was this young man had was responsible to take care of Liam because he was like his sober friend or just hired to make sure he didn't do anything silly. He was the last person with him in Argentina before falling off the balcony. And, you know, boy, that just really gets touchy when it comes to that kind of... Oh, I'm so close. I'm so sorry. That's really just touchy because a lot of things just don't make sense. So, without further delay, I thought I saw a car flipped over. I guess I didn't. I'm going to get... Yes, I did. Yes, I did. Let me make sure there's no more. I do have a dog next door. I hope it doesn't become a distraction. And if it does, we'll end it and go inside. I can't control people and my neighbors. But this is obviously for a reason. Look it up. Dog barking just started automatically as soon as I pulled the cards up. See what the spiritual meaning behind that is. Hello. But as soon as I started, the dog had all that time and it didn't say a word. But whatever. Look up spiritual meaning. Dog starts barking. I got this Knight of Swords here that was flipped over. And I'm trying to get the cards organized and straightforward. And this really makes me feel because not only I got 2 skulls here, but I got this demon, right, trying to split something up, right? So this really feels strange because you can't force things in people's life, but this feels very forceful. It just forcefully showed its way. No other cards are flipped over today. So whatever's being forcefully hidden, it's definitely here. Let me make sure none is flipped over this way. So I feel like whatever is about to come forth is not only the truth, but it's a force. And it's a force that was pushed upon Liam. It was pushed between two people. This could be the mate that he was with, or this current friendship, which I'm going to do next, between Liam and Zane, I believe it was requested. So there is a split here. And this young man was supposed to have been sort of a control, but it looks like he's done more than that when it comes to really having some sort of frustration with two people. All right, here we go. It is AM here, 7:23 to be exact, in Florida. And thank y'all for being a part. I am outside, so enjoy the nature sounds, including the dog next door. I am like in an awkward position because the ground is wet. So I'm like sitting on a little bucket, feeling like I'm really down south here. Let me do this. I got two decks here, and I'm going to just knock them open, and we're just going to go off of the situation. Well, here's the funny part, because I could have swore we just did the Knight of freaking Wands or something like that. The Knight of Swords, and now we're here with the Knight of Cups. So not only do we have an action that I just told you about, but now we've got feelings. And when it comes to feelings, you got to know that people have to be an idealism for you to trust them. And then if you're an idealism, then you can be romantic in what you can do as far as control. He's got the mind, he's got the body, and he's pretty much got the feelings in the water. Oh my, let's find out about this situation between Rogelio Norris and Liam Payne from One Direction. I have no sign for this young man. I tried to find Roger, gave it time for the fans to come in, let me know what they have. We have nothing, so we've got to begin. I wanted to have a participation mark because I couldn't find anything. But here we go again with the Two of Curses. Roger has been hired to do not only cause a little confusion, I feel, but to stop some sort of clouded judgment. And I feel like this has come all on behalf of Liam. Anytime you're hired to do something, it's not that you're going to take your job serious. You just do what you want to either be a part of this thing, to be seen, or just kind of do what you're told until it's over with anyway. But because we got this Two of Curses in the bottom, the Two of freaking, swords with that knight or whatever, Two is here, so we have something going on between two people regardless of what was said, okay? Because he was acquitted. Spirits. Sign symbols, downloads, and messages do we have? Because people could be paid off. Y'all don't understand behind judges' chambers. I worked behind there before, so I know. It's the truth. You come with that check, you come with the rules. You understand? We got the Devil in reverse as the first card that we are going to look at from the past. You know, this is all something in secrecy that's still here, still lingering, and it may not ever come forth, to be honest. All right, and then we got the Queen of Curses. So there is a female definitely knows more than what is being spoken. And I also feel that whoever she is, I'ma beat it. Nah, whoever she is, she's very self-absorbed, and she knows how to, she gets away. She gets away. Here is the Page of Curses. All right, let me make sure y'all can see all three. All three are in reverse, okay? So we are on a full flicks pile of emotions that we're trying to find out some tarot. I'm doing this a little bit different, okay? Because I don't have the sign. So we're doing this whole tarot thing, and we're trying to look beyond the surface of what's benign. But you got somebody that's a procrastinator here and very lazy and just wanted to get something done. Let's draw three more in the spirit, please. All right, you got the Ten of Curses. You got the High Priestess. Complete control and breaking a tradition is definitely here. Final card is the Page of Swords. Look at that devil looking over that man fall on some swords here. This is the future, and this is the final card. We are not here to accuse. We are not here to judge. We are here to listen and learn all together here. But you see, very, very last card, more actions of something that this young man knows, this young man is under and stood of, and is involved. Has a lot to do with some sort of ambition, and I don't know where the hell that comes from. All right, we got all the cards. We're talking about Rogelio Norris, and Liam Payne from One Direction. Why do we have this, devil? What's the secrecy? What's the addiction? You know, Roger was right there doing it with him. What's up? Tell us something. You got the 7. The game is definitely being played from the past in all of our faces. You've got the Chariot, you've got the 7 of Curses, and then you've got the 10. All right. When I told you that the devil is the base for the secret addiction, we know that we've got people who can't really control themselves because they always want some sort of freedom. Whether this was Liam, whether this was Roger saying he can handle this situation. The freedom is here in secrecy, but it's also coming through with some sort of despair. Liam relapsed over and over and over again, but he was provided with something. He was provided with something that caused this here. There really was no room for improvement. It was a game being played on the public's image and face. Thank you, spirits. I don't know where that came from. Right off the top of the dome, and I love it. I need y'all to see that the card game right in front of you with the 2 dice eyes, okay? Anytime that people want to keep stuff hidden, all they have to do is change the vision, change the outcome, put a setback in somebody's life or in the newspaper for y'all to read to catch up. Either way it goes, I need you to see that there is a long term of energy that's wasted here. It was a setback from the very beginning. And the obstacles that really are being played is over some sort of direction. No direction, actually, no one direction. We'll just say that. Lack of direction. I mean, direction is all over the fact of the Chariot here. Then you got 3 eyes again. The problem is the little girl, Kate, and the young man, Roger, was the last person to be with this man. And what's even more disturbing is that no one is saying what truly happened. All they know is he failed. But there's powerlessness here. Was Liam the one that didn't have no control? Was Roger really the one that's saying, I can't do this? He's wilding y'all? No, I doubt it. There's a video I'm going to leak out from a thing I found, like a little newspaper article when I did with the twin boys. The crazy part is this young man always was in the background, but never really seemed to be having a good time. So if you're there, what are you truly there for to keep an eye? Are you really his handler? Are you really trying to get him through something? You know, you have to look like you're interested just a little bit instead of just a walking zombie. But this man had a complete thing to do as far as carrying this Liam Payne situation through. As you can see from these bones that are this young boy is carrying on the 10 of Wands, you got to know that this Roger failed to do something. And so it was his responsibility to go back and to make sure something stick, to make sure it didn't come back as a rap. Mr. Roger is not innocent. No way, no shape, no form, no matter if he sues Liam's father or not. I just told y'all, you can pay the judge, and you can pay the judge to do what you want. But here you got, I don't even have the book. Great, wonderful. But I got the snail. So this means it's something only coming in very slow, but it's the truth that's going to stick. It's going to be sticky, and it's also going to be unfair, right? It's the rabbit raced the hare, or the tortoise raced the hare, and how slow he was going. Something is truly unfair, and it feels as if Roger is involved from the past here. Why do we got the Queen of Curses? Well, he still may be in communication with Kate, the ex-girlfriend, to try to smooth things over. They may be having deep conversations. We got Judgment. We've got the Tower, Aries energy, and then we got the 3 of Curses. Here's the thing. I have no fucking zodiac sign to go off of. We're speaking in the energy, speaking in nature on names, and we're coming up with the things, okay? 3 of Curses, again, with the number 3. We've had 2 and 3 from the very, very beginning, which equals that 5. That's what I told you from the news article. 5 people were involved, but no one got in trouble here, but they're still on time. To have this 3 of Curses means there's teamwork and an effort. And the effort really was to get something in appreciation removed here. And you got to use feminine energy to do it. There's the base. You got to use somebody who's going to, how can I put this, give you something you could be obsessed with. That self-absorbed energy, the aesthetic, right? Because that's all we want to look at, rather than the soul in the eyes of a person. But you got Aries energy here, Kate. Aquarius energy as well. We will cause no, what do you want to say, bias energy. but the tower's here. So not only is it showing where they all were together, what somebody all knows in strategy, but also Payne, because this was unexpected to Liam completely. What was done was completely in destruction. And you have to know that this young man knows more than what's being presented, because he was always by his side. And to have him carelessly drinking by a balcony, absolutely not. You would have to keep him barricaded like childproof stuff, if that's what you were hired to do, right? But this doesn't come in. This comes in as complete blame for a composure that wasn't kept that day over this person. Whether he's beating himself up, whether he was hired to do something and he wants complete forgiveness, it's all here in the sense that this young man and the Aries know more than what they're saying. Here's the Magician. I felt like it laid sideways, but it's going to fall face here. Here you got manipulation, not only from the public, the people, but from greedy people who had clear things up. And anytime you clear things up through greedy people, those are the people that you'll never hear from. We don't know what the new Rothschild person looks like, right? They're just hidden behind some walls and they call the shots. This is all pure status of a connection. There's the two trees. There's the eye on what we see. You have to be extremely IQ on intellectual energy to understand what I'm saying about anything right now. Not to call anybody silly. But see, Ann Carson is letting us know there's smoke in the clouds that's cleared up for the older, the rich folks. But it'll never be cleared up for the ones who really have suffered something that feels of a deception. It's pure talent they took out of here with Liam because of some greedy confusion. I ain't going to not say it. Here we go with the Page of Curses. Why in the future? Looks like I'm still live. Thank goodness. Can you give me some more, please? All right, we got the Moon. Not only is the truth being illuminated to you at this time, you got the Balance, Temperance, Sagittarius energy. And then you got the 5 again when I told y'all. The dog hasn't barked since. They may have took him in. But if he barks again at the end, look up what does it mean when dog barks spiritually. Here you got to say something. While we were all waiting in the beginning, thank you guys for trying to attempt to find the Zodiac, because I know a few of you in here did. And it's just really hard because I can't find anything for Mr. Rogelio Norris, but that's what happened. Yes, Scooby, this isn't about Zane and Liam. This is about Roger Norris. This is Liam's handler. This was the man who was the last with him in Argentina. And I am coming with them next. So, Scooby, I promise, do not think I've forgotten about you. I may just go ahead and do that tomorrow. Thursday, whenever that is, okay? But when we were waiting earlier, guys, and we were trying to find the Zodiac sign, I told y'all, I looked up on something and it said 5. These 5 people were acquitted, but it says here that these 5 people are still involved with something that feels indifferent. These 5 people are not only harboring things, I feel like, in the energy of conflict, but they know something of an argument that went down. See the bones on the ground, 1, 2, 3, 4, right? There's the 4 bones for you to see. And in understanding that temperance only follows that because there's an imbalance to the truth that they released. There's an imbalance to something that feels extreme. They let him indulge. They gave it to him. They all had drinks. There's the 2 cups. They all had COKE. Whatever's being done. Whatever you think it is what went on, okay? And everybody was of enjoyment, but they were doing it in a moderation. So you can have fun, but it has to be in a pace of moderation. Not only is the truth coming to you at this time, but is a dream that they put in the subconscious for people to believe the deception that they were going to tell the people. He fell in Argentina, for goodness sake. What are you doing there? Wouldn't you want to keep him the safest in all ways? Why take him clear across the seas, the ocean? There's the devil in the beginning. Well, let's take a peek. There's a devil in the beginning. And there's a devil in the end. Both in reverse. 2 different decks. They overcame whatever this young man was still living to do these days. They got over something. Yes, this man had an addiction, but they gave it to him. Liam is not somebody that just wandered into this shit. It was pronounced. It was enabled. So not only did they get him started on something that he ended up having no control over he may have been trying to detach from it in the private eye, but the public kept seeing him kind of have an addiction, and that wasn't it. Was Liam getting over an addiction? Was this all just a public thing to say that something was wrong, and it really fucking wasn't, and it isn't? Pause. You got the Four of Swords with self. Here's the problem. He was recovering, and these people were trying to make him seen as he was a burnout. Yes, he had things he was getting into, dibbling and dabbling, but the way that an addict looks didn't look nothing like Liam, okay? This man dibbled and dabbled, but what was happening is he really was recovering, but they kept enabling him with something. We got to keep going. I got to draw one more. I have to. All right, there's history here between everybody that's involved with his death. There is something that is, Jamaica Kincaid's going to tell us a lie. Somebody is a snake. Somebody got rid of the golden goose, the golden egg. And the way that this stinks with these four flies, they may be worried currently for their life. 3 of them. One's all right. Dogs barking again. Look it up. Look it up. 10 of curses. We're going to wrap this up before he starts losing it. What does this mean? Roger knows more than what he's saying. He was paid to get out of this in all ways. People were paid to shut up and just go away. That fight and lawsuit argument, whatever's happening with Liam's family, they did something to take more and they took more away. Something's going on. There's some sort of like clause. There's some sort of like legal agreement they're fighting over, because these people that are in charge of One Direction, when they died, they got like extra bonus. There's something here along the lines of people getting money to do something in research, okay? And the way that it's done, it's like the one person gets more than the 2 that matter. I don't know what that means. All right, so this 10 of curses, we're moving on in the past, I'm sorry. So you got Aquarius energy, the star, you got the death card, you got the 2 of curses, and then you got the 8. He is forever going to be a part of history, Mr. Liam, because I need you to see that the hopelessness, or hope and inspiration rather, is all in the fact that he was walking a new path, but it really wasn't being exploited. It really wasn't being opened up. And the way that they did this was because you have to keep control of how people think about persons. You have to keep control about fulfillments and some sort of destinies. I don't know why this Aquarius energy is here, but because it's feeling as if nothing really was going to change with Liam, whether his personality, what he stood on, being on business, whatever this is, it was unbudgeable. It was uncheckable here. So there's an inability to not only get him to do what they wanted, go along, get along, but there's also some sort of fear of what he was to become, say, or do, speak up. I will never not say that. And because there was a fear between people, they had to create some sort of balance that would be resourceful to them. Not the people, not the ones watching. Because we were left in sadness, right? We were the ones not really truly understanding how something like that could just easily happen. Especially when you're being hired to do something in dedication. You're being hired to do something in commitment. But the problem is he's a mastery at some sort of he's some sort of mastery in death, in a death spirit. What does that mean? And you got the 4 wands. Mr. Roger Norris he's a giving person, but he is the one that causes some sort of conflict. He can give to you and transition. So he's giving to you, but he's also causing chaos and this dismantling here. This looks like a big wild party, right? So don't think that somebody's just hired to do things in self and they're going to do them right. Sometimes they're hired to really cause even more chaos behind closed doors day and night. And that's what needs to be kind of realized. He is not innocent in no way, shape, form, or how, because he knows more. The ghost of Liam popped out once. He popped out twice. Here he is again. There's unfinished business between him. There's unfinished business between Kate. Go back and watch the last videos, and here is the same ghost image. There is unfinished business. The high priestess. We're going to keep and wrap this up. Thank you, spirits. No disrespect. Thank you, guys. Thank you all. This is fun in the energy of the spirit. Oh, I got to get up and get this. All right. For the high priestess in reverse, so there's something we're not all knowing of, and I don't think we'll ever care, because this is old news now. Old news gets pushed, and they push so much stuff out that creates superficiality in the mindset, and we're not able to remember nothing. We're just blind to stuff. But you better believe there's hidden motives still here in the present. You got the 4, there's the deal with self. You got the 5, and you got the ace. This is 10 to total, but we got 9 with these 2, okay? I'll start here because the article, again, right in our face, the truth was revealed. 5 people arrested, 5 people in round, whatever. 5 people they forgave because they recovered. They recovered from some sort of financial. They got money. They got money to just say. They got money to do whatever. I see you, squirrel. There's 4 of cults here, but there's 3 kind of spacecrafts taken off. We've been having the number 2 and the 3 the entire time. And these 3 that were together have something they're hoarding that is not to the public's eye. We're not privy to. There's stability now for the people who were involved or watch Liam do. Okay? I need you to also see people are caught up in their emotions of what they witnessed, not because of how they did somebody dirty. You see him stabbing himself. And do you really think that Liam would do that in such a happy spirit, a happy place, Argentina? We're partying. It's rah! I can't even roll my tongue. That wasn't the time that he wanted to do something like that, or even get that messed up that he would just be careless. That's not it. You got something that was done in the creative spirit. You got something that was done completely in the emotional atmosphere. Okay. This was all a facade. Everybody was having a good time, and Liam was really recovering on his own. Things were done in moderation till they exploded. Final card, final time is the Page of Swords. You say that this young man failed, and they don't know how, but it looks like somebody watched him do it, or even helped him, like that Lady Gaga girl here. Yeah. You guys are brainwashed. 7. Ace. Final card is the Queen of Swords. It's an action. All that we see here. Anytime that we see the heart in the throat, you got to know that things are done out of love, even if they seem objective, okay? But we're not going to be able to see anything fair in this because it's not here. There's nothing to show that the way this young man was hired to be around Liam didn't have any confusion. It's all hostility. He may have judged him over and over again, while still there's the 3 with the 7. They're walking hand in hand, having a good time, all doing it, but in moderation. If you can understand what I'm saying, this is a complete profit somebody gained from having patience. You can have patience with somebody and still do damaging things. You can have patience with somebody and still, here's a death card, sideways. I flipped it and it landed upright. I need y'all to see something in this Capricorn, Cancer energy. Liam has now trying to spiritually transform. It's been a long time. He's not fully where he needs to go, because when you transition, it takes a long time to get to where you're going. But there's so many unfinished pieces of puzzles that are in the making. The soul, brain is gone, but the soul still wants to float heavy. I don't know what that means. Thank you, spirits. But there is there's an ending coming. I don't know if there will be a request for a new autopsy or something. They have to wait for somebody else to pass away. Somebody else has to leave. Somebody has to go away. All right. Um, because Mr. Norris is in solitude right now, um, his heart definitely has something to do with the blood. Um, I feel like from one particular person, but there still is four here. I don't know if he's just always had this duty to bloom in the public eye and then break in despair privately here. But this Roger is not of a complete innocence, knows way more than what was presented. Definitely got out of something that was pure judgment. And money is the thing that's going to keep him hidden forever and basically not having any repercussions. But Liam always knows that there's unfinished business.